I've got a question for you. What do these websites have in common? This one and this one. Didn't notice it yet? Okay, let me give you a few more. Now you're probably seeing it, right? All these websites look very similar, and that's no coincidence. It's a recent design trend, mainly for SaaS websites, and mainly catering towards software engineers or people working in tech. When I started seeing these websites, I didn't think much of it at first, but as I came across more and more of these, I started digging into this, and what I found was pretty interesting. So in this video, you will learn everything about this trend and why it should be on your radar. So keep watching if you want to stay up to date and level up your design game. Alright, first off, let's address the question you're probably asking yourself right now. What is this trend all about, and where did it come from? Let's take a look at the company that started it all. It's called Linear, which is a SaaS product for developers. Basically, it lets you manage projects, especially in software development. It's kind of like Jabra. And here's their website. Looks pretty clean and professional, right? So we saw that they have a nice looking website, but how did they manage to start an industry-wide design trend? For that, let's go back in time a little bit. Linear is a startup founded in 2019 by Kari Saarinen, Jori Lalo, and Tuomas Artman. They felt that the tools at the time were not well suited for the work style and for the problems of modern software development. According to them, leading tools such as Jabra were outdated, and there was a need for a fresh and modern approach. Kari Saarinen, one of the founders, stated that it's not only a matter of features that the software offers, it's also a matter of design. Well-designed software will help you get things done faster and should blend in with your workflow seamlessly so that it kind of disappears in the background and you don't even notice it. However, if the software is poorly designed, you will fight with it every day and it will waste your precious time. That is the problem that he identified. And this is coming from someone who knows a thing or two about design. Kari had a lot of experience in countless companies and startups. For example, he worked as the head of design at Coinbase when they were just founded, and created the whole foundation of their design, which you can still see up to this date. After that, he worked from 2015 to 2019 at Airbnb as the principal designer and set new design standards across the whole industry. So you can see why they made design an essential part of their product. And of course, that not only applies to the actual software, but also their website, as you can see. Up until then, most companies were copying Stripe with their colorful gradients, clean layouts, and often incorporated human illustrations to make the product look more friendly or approachable, kind of human. But Linear took a completely different approach. According to Kari, work is serious, so the product should reflect that, which means the design should look less playful and more professional and clean. And this is what you can see on their website. So as soon as Linear came on the scene, it got industry-wide attention. This new approach to designing SaaS websites resonated with a lot of companies who either copied the design or were inspired. In fact, it is so popular that there is a dedicated website listing up Linear-inspired websites. The list is not bad, but I personally find that some websites don't fit in there, so I decided to put together my own list, and you can find it in the description, so check it out after this video. Anyway, let's take a closer look and dissect their design. What makes it so special? First of all, let's take a look at the colors. You can see Linear is using a lot of gradients, like in the background. They are rather subtle and don't stick out too much, but they fulfill their purpose of either leading your attention to what they want to highlight or create some visual interest, as opposed to just a bland, monotone background. Balance is key. Also, notice how the website is fairly dark. That is no coincidence. This software is catering towards developers who, largely of course, prefer dark themes or are already using software that is predominantly dark, such as their IDE. So this creates a sense of familiarity, considering the target audience. Next up, let's take a look at the layout and composition. Starting from the top, you have a very clear visual hierarchy. The headline tells you what the product is about right away. The subheadline provides more information, and you've got one clear CTA. Also, notice how everything is centered. It's easy on the eyes and your attention is guided very well. You can also see the actual product on the first glance. So as soon as you open the website, you immediately know what the product is about, no guesswork needed. And now as we scroll down, you can see that every section is separated using gradients and other design accents that look subtle but clean and give a stronger impression than just normal dividers. Now that we have a good overview, let's take a closer look at some of the smaller design aspects and details that make the website really stand out and pop. Linear makes use of small and large animations placed intentionally. This is one of the most apparent things that separates Linear's website from other more generic looking ones. Like when you open the page and scroll down to see the first image of the product, the image moves into position, showing a custom animation of the UI elements being constructed. It's pretty cool. And it has this little glow accent that moves along the border. Then you scroll down and the section titles come in from below in coordination with the gradient effect that acts as a divider. Again, all animations are intentional and custom. And on top of that, Linear makes use of something called glassmorphism. In my opinion, glassmorphism can look gimmicky, but in this case I feel like it's well balanced and enhances the look and feel of the whole website. Now, let's take a look at the content. You can see that every point they make is fairly well organized, and there is a very clear hierarchy to it. But what is special about it is that important points that can be shown visually are shown visually. Sometimes even in an interactive UI elements. Like, check out this section. It talks about the comment line and its features, but instead of just listing up comments, they embed an interactive component in which you can actually try it out. Of course, all of these things are not new and have been done before, but putting everything together like this is no small thing and requires a good understanding of design and programming. You can clearly see that the design was not an afterthought and a lot of work went into this. I think it's fair to say that Linear is doing pretty well and that their website has likely a very good conversion rate that contributed to their success. When working on websites that have complex designs like this, you want to have the right tools. And there is one in particular that I'm really interested in recently. It's kind of like a visual editor for your actual React code. So let me show you why I think it can save you a lot of time when working on designs like this. So the tool that I want to show you is called MightyMeld. And I set up a pretty simple project to show you what it can do. Here I recreated their website or parts of it using Linear's design, as you can see. Now usually when you work on a page like this, you have to go into your code, make some changes like this, for example, save it, go back, and here you can see the changes got applied. But the more complex the design is, the harder it gets to find the right place in your code to make small changes like these. So instead of opening this page with Vite, you can install MightyMeld. You have to set up an account first, and then all you have to do is run npx MightyMeld. So as you can see now, we have our page here in the middle, but we have extra tools on the sides. Now if I, for example, hover over this title here, you can see a box around it. And here too, and here too. So it's pretty easy to find the elements and to see how they were composed. Now, if we go over to the left side, we can see our hierarchy, or a tree basically, of all of our elements on this page. Let's say we select our title here, and we can see all the Tailwind classes that are applied. Yes, I'm styling, by the way, this page with Tailwind. And if I want to, I can go just inside here and let's say, for example, change margin top from 40 to 80, press enter, and it got applied. Super easy. Now we can also go inside actually the H1 tag, and on the right side you see the inner text. So we can just update it, for example, like this. Press enter, and as you can see, it got updated instantly. It kind of looks like Figma a little bit, right? But unlike Figma, this is our actual code. So if we go inside our code, let's say we right click here, go to open an editor, open Visual Studio, and it brought us exactly to the correct place. See, this is our title. And it got updated. And this works really well with components too. We have a button component, which has a prop for size. We have the default, and we have also a small version. So I can just easily change it here, and it gets updated. There are more cool features, but essentially what you're getting is basically like a normal browser window with additional tooling on the sides. And for the most changes, you don't even need to go into your code and do the changes manually. You can just easily do them right in here. Currently it's still in private beta, but you can already check it out with the code in the description below. They were so friendly to sponsor this video. I think it's pretty cool what they are building, so take a look for yourself. As always, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like, it helps me out a lot, and subscribe while you're at it. Do you like this trend? Do you think it looks good? Or do you think it's more gimmicky and too overdone? Let me know down in the comments. See you guys in the next one.